The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
All right, here we are, everybody. It is time for the Players Lounge right here on DallasCowboys.com radio. Aristocrat Gaming is our sponsor.
Yes.
Heckma Harrison
Yes.
is up here in the house. We got Barry Church here with that same old hat. Come on, man.
Y'all know by now. I have no allegiance. All I have allegiance is it doesn't match.
It doesn't match, and it matches.
It do. You got the tan shorts.
You got to coordinate, and you got to coordinate.
Y'all know by now. Like, you gotta match.
It's,
you know, it's all about
it's
the
back.
coordination.
It's in the back of the Bentley. He just reached back, grabbed that, and then it came in here.
So
That's how
it didn't
happened.
come in Mav color or anything?
I got one in a blackish.
Pittsburgh Penguins
Pittsburgh,
color or
like
something?
Pittsburgh has too.
I'm just saying, Okay. Hey, look. As Heckman, you well know, you grew up around here. There's a lot of Dallas Laker fans around here. I call the Dallas Yankee fan and the Dallas Laker fan.
I got some Yankee fitters too.
It happens. It happens.
Yes.
Have you guys been watching the Olympics?
Yeah.
You've been watching the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw ladies gymnastics, women win the gold medal.
Yes.
But have you been watching rugby?
I saw some highlights. Just saw some highlights.
Look, I can tell you right now, I have not fully got understood rugby. I call lacrosse and games like that, but rugby is still in my heart. And I'm telling dog, they be putting in work.
Like I said, the highlights.
Well,
They be smacking. I'm like, how do they not? Ooh.
Yeah, this lady, I think her last name is Maher or something like that. Mar. Man, trucking, running them down. It's worth watching. I'm telling you. I am a fan of rugby now.
Gotta check it out. Peacock.
You have to.
So didn't America get a bronze or something like that?
Yes.
There? Okay.
In
That's what I
rugby?
thought.
Yeah, in rugby.
Okay. Yeah.
Last second touch. It's not even called a touchdown. Score or whatever. It's
Right.
called the pitch. It's all that. Yo, look, it's a real game, man. And I'm telling you, I have a full appreciation for rugby.
Medaling in rugby, for the U.S. women, that's big time right there. So
Yeah.
that's good stuff. No, hey, look, when these things happen, you always kind of have this like, hey, we expect to do this or that. To me, when you team-wise, when you come home and they medal, then that's big time.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it's just big time. So
Yeah.
that happened there. All right, Heckma Harrison came with a pretty good one.
Okay. What you got there, Heck? What you got for us?
Heckma wanted to go and dive into Mike Zimmer and the defense.
No, I do. I think it's important, especially coming from the Dan Quinn administration, to find out what this defense is going to look like. I mean, Mike Zimmer comes into a situation with a ton of playmakers, and the people on the outside looking in are saying, what is this defense going to look like? And the last time we saw them, they were giving up a ton of yards on the ground to a guy by the name of Aaron Jones, who doesn't play for the Green Bay Packers anymore. But we understand that everybody else in the league is going to test this defense up front. And I think right now, and it just from what we're seeing and what we're able to see from here, the defense isn't getting off to a fast start like they had been before. And, to me, it's been about learning a new scheme, learning a new system, if that is what we can allow for grace when we're looking at this defense. And I know, BC, we've talked about this. It's just, look, defense typically is the group that starts fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so I'm asking, guys, do you allow a little bit of grace because they are implementing a new system? And we don't know what that new system looks like, but I think Mike Zimmer has his hands on it, and he's trying to change some things.
Yeah, I definitely. When we talked yesterday, I was like, that's a very, very fair statement when you're talking about giving them a great little bit of grace, because you go from a Dan Quinn system, which I think was going to be a lot different than what Zimmer's going to bring out here this season. I mean, Dan Quinn, you had guys moving all over the place. It was a multiple defense, guys blitzing from all over the place. And Mike Zimmer's is more of a traditional. You got the two high safeties up there. You got the three linebackers or the four linebackers if he goes with a 3-4. Then you got the big space eaters up front. You're thinking of a Linval Joseph back in those Minnesota days. So he's used to having those big old guys that space eat up there to let his linebackers, Kendricks back in the day, run sideline to sideline, and Anthony Barr back in the day. So that's what I think his defense, will have for this Dallas Cowboys. What worries me slightly is when you look at the safety unit back there. last year, you had Donovan Wilson playing a lot closer to the line of scrimmage. He was almost like another linebacker out there, as well as Curse. And that's where they made a lot of their, hey, Donovan Wilson coming down, laying the boomstick on people, helping in that run defense. He didn't really do a lot of that deep secondary work as far as making sure everything's in front of him, deep half safety, deep middle of the field. That was all Malik Hooker last year. So to me, that those little monkey wrench, I understand we got the corners on the outside that are able to lock down if need be and play zone, because we understand Zimmer runs a lot of zone defense.
Yes.
A lot of zone defense. So, it's going to have a little quirks here and there. I'm going to give it some grace period. But to me, it all comes down to those guys up front. Are they going to be able to space eat and let those linebackers run sideline to sideline? Because if not, that's going to, that rolls downhill. Because then you got guys up in the laps of your linebackers. You got the passing attack being able to get up on your secondary. So there's some issues, but I believe Mike Zimmer's a coach that can get the job done.
No, we talk about it, and I think when you listen to Mike Zimmer and his interviews, I heard him a couple of days ago on 105.3 The Fan, our flagship station here at the Dallas Cowboys, and he was just talking about how to use Micah and how excited he is about having Micah, what he's seen from Micah so far. And Dan Quinn had the same epiphany, like, this guy can play every position. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying to myself, don't do it, Mike. Don't do it, Mike. Don't fall into it, because everybody else has fell into it before. And, I really want to see how he uses these guys on the outside, because to me, Dan Quinn really trusted these guys, really gave them a lot of leeway and freedom up front. You saw them playing a lot of 4-eye, instead of their true 5. And sometimes they got penalized by that. Those tackles and those tight ends were able to eat and come down on them, and things were losing contain that way. So, and we're going to probably get into this a little bit later, but there are some guys up front, man, that I just believe are on the clock. Look, you've got to get it done, and you can't be halfway in, halfway out, and that's where we need the most improvement. But for me, our linebacking core, they are thumping. Okay, they are thumping, and you're seeing these guys come up. I mean, it was a lot of Olay action, trying to run around, trying to shed and get around me. And I know it's a part of the game, but still, when you see a linebacker come downhill and take that guard on and lower the boom on them, that's football to me. And not running around, and that's the kind of toughness that I think that a guy like Mike Zimmer is going to bring to our defense.
And that was the problem last year. I mean, and I understand Bell. You got to give him some props because he went in there. That wasn't his position. No. They threw him in there at the linebacker spot, but that was the issue. Too many Olaying and that linebacking core not being able to shock, lock, and escape off the blocks and opening up further lanes for Aaron Jones, for the guy James Cook from Buffalo to rack up all those yards. Too much Olaying instead of putting your helmet in somebody's face, and I'm glad we're seeing that early on in this camp.
Ruh-roh. Here we go.
Ain't no hopio.
Yeah, here you go. He gonna let us skate. Okay. Come on, man. It'll keep us on the rails.
I like Mike Zimmer. We all like Zim. Mm-hmm. Mike Zimmer's lived and played with big people. Cincinnati. Yeah. Okay, you talk about Minnesota. He went Linval Joseph.
Yeah, big boy.
Kevin Williams.
Yeah.
Sharif Floyd. Yeah. You see that
huge
here? You see any of that here?
I don't see that.
Okay. So if you up here making your living with biggins, and we don't see no biggins,
slim pickings.
Hey, you got to change things up a little bit.
Okay. You out there with the Big Macs. Now we out here got the regulars.
Yeah.
Got the regular, cheese, the regular double cheese, the regular burger. Yeah. So I go back into this. Yes, we can like the carpenter. Does he have the tools that he needs? Mm-hmm. And right now, I still have to be sold because game one, if I'm Kevin Stefanski, I already know what I'm about to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Chubb Town.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. I mean, here it comes, baby. I'm not worried about Micah, and if I do it, Micah, I'm running at you. But right now, we're going up the gut. You are going to show me that you can stop this run. And we've had one padded practice.
Yeah.
So there's, it's nice to talk about it. But for me, man, these games right here, these first 5, we're going to learn a whole lot.
Yeah.
We're going to learn a whole lot. So my concern is, Clarence Hill wrote a thing. It says, are they setting up Mike McCarthy to fail?
That's a cold piece of work too, man. I mean, even the title. Even when I saw the title, I was like, oh, I gotta read. Yeah.
Check right.
Clickbait. I fell right into it.
And so when you talk about Mike McCarthy, I look at Mike Zimmer. I mean, we could sit up here all day long and bring in, hey, these creative minds, but if you don't have the talent, I mean, Phil Jackson, when he took the Lakers job for a reason. Well, there's Kobe, there's Shaq. You need talent.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's a players' league. Bill Belichick always said it's a players' league. Right now, Ekma, who are you confident on this D-line? I'm sorry. Defensive tackle. I mean, let me be more specific. Defensive tackle. Not talking about the outside guys. We're talking about the tackles because that's where you're attacking the Cowboys if you want to beat them right now.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Osa Odigizua. Yeah. I really am. And he's one of those guys that I'm saying that's on the clock as well. Let's just do it. You know, he's on the clock. And I want to see him take that next step. We've seen him be dominant, then we've seen him another time not be so dominant, okay? Does he have all his tools? No. But I think he does come into a very unique situation with a defense that is able to turn the ball over. Now, a lot of that had to do with Dan Quinn and his scheme and what he allowed for those guys to do. And so does he change that? But what you're seeing in camp and what I've been seeing is that they're still getting these DBs. It doesn't matter if it's Dak, doesn't matter who, Cooper Rush, Trey Lance, they're getting those interceptions. And so that's just a part of their MO. And then you're getting your leader Diggs in the secondary off of PUP. I think, look, all that does is add to it. And let's be for real about this. Mike Zimmer comes into a situation where he has a defensive star that he has the task of grooming into being the playmaker that we all know that he can be, and that's Micah Parsons.
What did Philly do when they went at Mike? I mean, if you're going to take Mike out of games, we already know
go straight at him.
Go at him, but also not only going to go at him, and we know your defensive tackles are a soft spot. It hasn't changed. And for me, that was frustrating to watch free agency in the draft. Like, these need to be priorities.
Yeah.
Yes, the defensive backs are good. But as Warren Sapp used to say, back don't work without the front.
No, absolutely.
Rush and cover. They work together.
And that's, for me, that I need to see more. So that means we need to see more of camp. We need to see preseason games of how they're going to attack this thing up front. Because, like I said, right now, Cleveland, I don't do daily fantasy. I don't do that stuff. But my goodness gracious!
But you will be.
If all right, I'd write down $100 for Chubb.
Yeah.
Because right now, what we have seen, they have not fixed. In fact, it's gotten worse.
Yeah. And it's been that way for even when Dan Quinn was here. That's been the Achilles heel. That is what we've been talking about for a very long time. And I mean, Barry, look, man, you've been the leader of some really good defenses, and so you understand
Campbell.
that.
Ain't no Calais Campbell here, right?
Ain't no Calais.
No, there's no Calais.
Ain't no Calais.
I mean.
Nah, he was a dog, man.
That's why I swung that over to Barry because he knows that. I mean, I feel like stopping the run is just an attitude. It's just one of those things, man.
I mean, you look at our defense in 2014. I think it was 2014 or 2016. We were number one against the run, and we didn't have any big star. It was an all mentality. Coach Marinelli drilled it into our heads. We will not be successful unless we stop this run. And that's exactly what we were able to do. Did we have the sack numbers? No, but we were able to clog those holes up. We were great tackling in the secondary, and it worked out for us. But what also, we talk about the interior defensive line. We're going to get through this, I'm sure, later on in the show. But where's the depth on the outside as well with the DN spots?
So stay right there with Marinelli, okay? He had the tools he needed. He had the kind of players that he wanted, that we've seen him win with.
Scrappy players.
Right. Yeah. He liked those kind of guys. I'm just going back into what we've seen from Mike Zimmer in his last two stops between Cincinnati and Minnesota. You don't have that right now.
You ain't got the beef.
And that to me that's still my concern. We talked about it earlier. My concern is going to be your offensive and defensive lines, especially with the schedules and the type of teams you're playing right now. Because game one, Kevin Stefanski coming at you, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're doing. So the Saints, Baltimore, we know what they about to do. You already know what they're about to do. You got the Giants with Daniel Jones. You got no choice but to go ahead and run that football. They did a whole TV show. You have Saquon, but we know what they're going to do there. And then after that, you got the Giants. I mean, you go from the Giants, then you got Pittsburgh. So right out of the gate, we're about to figure out what this team is going to be able to do in terms of running the ball. You got to. You got to stop this run because everybody's coming at and look, we know how preseason games go, but August 11th, your preseason game is going to be against the Rams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean McVay likes to run the football. He ain't about to put out his good people.
No, he's going to put his good tape out there.
But he's going to. They're going to have a steady diet of runs.
Can I ask you guys this? And I think even when you go back a couple years in Dan Quinn's system, and we saw guys like Fowler, okay, a guy like that just guys being very undisciplined up front. Taking inside versus their outside responsibility. You saw a lot of freelance, and that's why I said Dan Quinn trusted these guys maybe too much because they were freelancing a lot. And I think that's the thing that Mike Zimmer has to fix on this defense because there's only one Micah Parsons, okay? And Sam Williams is missing, but I think Sam Williams himself was a victim of, okay, I want to get some shine too. So look, I'm going to play a little bit undisciplined. And we saw that all year round, that guys were just continuously out of position.
Heckman's been talking to people in the building.
It's an insider.
Exactly. Heard the same thing. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's what he has to be fixed.
It's definitely an issue, but, I mean, while you're correct, it's an issue. But if you're going to win the division and win 12 games, you can take some of the warts with that.
Yeah.
You can take some of the warts. I just don't know how it translates into this defense and how much it does cost you. So I'm not poo-pooing it, by the way. I'm just saying and this is something I've learned to do as a media person over time. I've learned to be skeptical. Like, okay, I'm just not gonna just because you said it doesn't make it. So I'm going to be skeptical. I need to be shown because we all saw the draft. Mm-hmm. We all saw free agency.
Ain't nobody.
And we all saw the Packer game.
Yeah, we did.
Nothing was done right now to make me feel good that if they had to go into a playoff game again against a team that could run the ball, that they'll be all right. Game number one game number one in Cleveland is a big old test because we know what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Right down your throat.
That's what they do in Cleveland. They coming, baby. They coming. Yeah. And for Zim, and I know I like him personally. I've enjoyed my time around Zim. I think in this area, Cowboy fans have a great respect for Zim. He was on the last coaching staff that won a Super Bowl around here. But the man needs talent. We know what he can do with some talented players defensively. He can scheme it up, baby.
Yeah,
Zim is good. Yeah. Along the way, Jerry has left us question marks, not just for Zim, but for McCarthy as well. Yeah. How good can this be? This is obviously what training camp is about, and the games. I'm just still skeptical because, I saw Mozzie yesterday. Okay. All right.
Yeah, still some work needing to be done with the big fella. There's a lot to be desired there.
He wasn't shedding a lot.
No, that's not his game yet. All right, but there's still things that he can incorporate. Let's not give up on him yet. Let's do it.
You're not.
Come on, guys.
I ain't gonna taco him, but
yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I ain't gonna taco him.
Once again, we're skeptical, right?
Yeah, yes, we are.
We're skeptical,
and
right?
there's a lot to be skeptical of. And I think no matter who your defensive coordinator was, it doesn't matter if you hired a young guy, little known guy.
Right.
He was going to be faced with the task of what's hanging over that defense, and that is stopping the run. And that's why I throw that question to you about it just being an attitude of wanting to stop it. And I can hear Danny McCray in the back saying, "Yeah, remember you said historic defense, but what? But what I know is that when you have a 14 sack guy and another interceptions leader, a guy that set the mark with 5 touchdowns, that's special. And if you're just building around those pieces and saying to yourself, look, we're not going to have a guy out here, Jaron Curse, that's still playing out of position, maybe a weak spot, maybe not so good against the run, but better in pass zones. We have to incorporate players and put them in the best position to succeed. I just felt like a lot of times guys were freelancing and doing what they wanted to do.
Playing hero ball. That's what they call it. You see the run going over there instead of sitting in your gap and making sure you got contained.
Yeah.
Oh, let me go ahead and make this tackle.
Yeah.
Running backs are too good in this league. They'll put one foot in the ground, see you made a mistake, and they're going right where you just left. And that's what Marinelli, kudos to him. That's what he did a great job of. He made sure everybody was responsible and accountable. If we got busted for a big run, you know exactly what happened. Everybody was in their gap, but this guy was over here. And he called him out. Yeah. And, maybe there just wasn't enough of that last year.
They won 12 games.
Yes.
And they won the division. Now, the big criticism was the teams you lost to. the San Francisco.
Teams,
right. The Buffaloes. So that
There's a common denominator in those 5 that you're about to.
but I'm just saying it's kind of this. It's an interesting thing of it worked, but then for those playoff teams and to go deep in the playoffs, it didn't happen. So what's the break point on giving grace to the way they were playing? It was effective. I mean, look, last 3 years they've won 36 games in the regular season. Only Kansas City's won more. So it's kind of like, okay, we can beat them up a little bit, but at the same time, you can't beat them up too much because, man, that's good football. Mike McCarthy's coached good football. We clearly have seen in the playoffs this formula has been failing.
Right. They're getting beat by the same thing, the same formula.
Right, the same formula, and they haven't fixed it.
Yeah.
No, defensively or offensively.
That's been my thing, Heck, of just you haven't fixed it. And so what they're telling us right now is we're going to fix it internally. We're going to say Mozzie Smith is going to get better. We're going to use these guys that are here because they didn't go all in. They didn't go get anybody. And so that's where my just concern is like, okay, I need to be shown because I'm off that hope.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. It's a good time to come off of it.
I'm clean.
It's over with, huh?
It's a good time to come off of it.
It's clean.
But the thing is, too, when you go back to even Mozzie, why did they draft Mozzie? Well, because teams draft guys for who you want to beat, who you're preparing for. And that is the San Franciscos of the world, the Philadelphias of the world, because you know where you're getting beat. You're getting beat internally. And he didn't fix the problem, okay? It didn't matter if you drafted a Quentin Bohanna or whoever it was, that those big bodies, those space eaters that we've brought in here, it still hasn't fixed the problem.
It's an issue. And okay, let's get a break in here. There was a good performance yesterday that had Cowboy fans excited the first day of pads at Oxnard, California. Let's dive into that. I'm Newey Scruggs, got Heckman Harrison, got Barry Church. This Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys!
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Back to the Players Lounge.
The creators of Buffalo Casino Gaming brings you Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat. Find America's team on and off the reels now at a casino near you. Do you have a gambling problem? Please contact 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you have a problem?
I love it.
You remember that? You remember that commercial used to come on that says, yeah, "Do you know where your kids are?" About 11:59.
Old school joint.
Yes, they used to ask you every night, "Do you know where your kids are?" It's like right before the TV used to cut off, like literally.
You know where your kids
Do
are.
you know where your kids are?
Street lights on.
Yeah, he's on a gambling app in the back. And he got my credit card.
Oh Lord, please no. Unless he come up.
What's the streets coming to?
Heckma Harrison, Barry Church. I'm Dewey Scruggs Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. All right, so we spent time talking in the first segment about Mike Zimmer having the tools he needs on the defensive line, mainly the defensive tackle position. Let's move on over to the offensive line here. Yesterday, the first day in padded practice, rookie Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma at TCU had some nice moments, and many people caught the moment where he was able to line up against Micah Parsons
A couple times.
and held his own.
Yeah.
I look at it two ways. You guys tell me how you feel. Number one, this is good. It beats the alternative.
Yes.
Okay, beats the alternative. But number three, we know Micah Parsons is a competitive person. So the next time around, Micah Parsons, now Micah,
He's gonna read the clippings. I'm like,
right. Read the clippings, but also, okay, so that's what you're gonna do here. Let me throw this at you here. It's like in baseball. That's okay. Now you had it bad. Okay, now we see what we can throw to you. Micah Parsons will strike back. But for Guyton, afterwards, he said, I could be better. You like to hear that. I just don't want fans to just jump into the church. You can speak to this
100%.
of how you're going to have a good day, and they're going to have a good day. You just try to stack as many good days as you can here. This thing is cyclical. So you're happy for Guyton, but it's just one practice.
100%. I mean, look, the guy came out there, and to me, he looked impressive. Now, I don't know, too much craziness about the offensive line, but, I mean, that guy is massive. I mean, I was just seeing him on tape. I'm like, man, this is a giant. But, he moved well with his feet, was able to stay in front of people. He had good strength out there, wasn't getting bullied back into the quarterback. So I was impressed with what I've seen. But you're right, Newey, it's just one practice. I mean, we used to go into training camp, first couple days of practice, we'd be tearing Romo up. Those guys were running the wrong routes, protection over here. We was confusing them because as a defender, I mean, you got a smaller playbook compared to the offense. And when installs go in, offenses are going to take a little bit of time to catch up. But after a while, we started going back and forth, and Romo would have his days, and defensively we would have ours. So it's great that the young rookie was able to go out there and show us at least the raw talent that he has with the one-on-ones and being able to just go out there and say, okay, this guy has the talent to do it. Now let's see if he can be consistent with it and if he can, gel with this unit as an offensive line and go forward from there. But I was impressed from what I seen day one from Guyton.
Hey, as Nate Newton called him, he's just an overweight cornerback. Out there playing, he's on an island by himself, playing man to man against a guy that has all the tools, all the moves, everything. I think for Tyler Guyton, it's going to be 100% about his confidence. If his confidence stays high and he can get those wins, and this offensive line or these offensive play callers can protect him and not allow him to be set out all by himself, I think you're going to fall in love with your rookie left tackle. That's good. I mean, because guys in the league are just too good. Let's just keep it real, okay? And we already talked about yesterday some of the names that he was going to be facing, and there's no way for 4 quarters you're going to be able to shut down a guy like Myles Garrett.
No.
Just keep this for real, okay? Yeah. And so his confidence is in just that level of just understanding the offense, but also confidence within yourself. You're going to have bad plays. For me, that's what I want to see. How does he respond in a situation in the preseason after he has a bad play? Does he bounce back from that, or does he tank? Okay, and we've seen so many guys come into the league and they just never regain their confidence at all whatsoever. And look, I'm not throwing like Josh Ball being the name of a guy that just hadn't.
Ain't there.
It's just.
It never came to fruition.
It never happened, And once it left, it was like, dude, we saw what got you drafted. We saw all the tape that you put out there, but that guy never built his confidence up. And wherever he is right now, I don't know if he has it right now. But, for Tyler Guyton, again, that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about his confidence and him just being confident in who he is as a player and realizing, man, they drafted you where they drafted you for a reason.
Yeah. It's a good first step. It's a good first step. And to do what he did against Micah Parsons and have the tape out there, that's good. But I think you hit the point. I love the point. It's consistency.
Yeah.
Can you do it again and do it again? Because that's what this league is about. Can you keep on doing it? It's the beauty of watching Jerry Rice. He kept on doing it consistently all the time. It's watching your Uncle Joe Green. Okay, maybe you stopped Joe once, but can you do it again? And do it again. And that's what this league is about. And the great players, you notice they have the Hall of Famers. They have multiple programs. They'll have one good year. They have another
multiple.
Good year. Right. You look at a Zach Martin. And so for him, that's good. Good first day. How do you review the tape? You're talking with Tyler Smith about things because believe me. Micah's social media guy. This what they're going to do? Okay.
That's what they saying.
He will be ready to go.
So he's reading all of this. Y'all think the bazooka done took a step back?
Rookie. Rookie got you. I mean, and you know how you guys are.
That's how you feel?
Rookie tying you up again, every guy.
We talking. Man, especially when he fell down on the one rep. We in the back. We in the man. That's how
Rook taking you.
Yeah, man.
You okay? You okay?
Yeah, man.
You know. I mean, get up, Craig. How they operate.
Get up, Craig.
Malik Hooker. Malik Hooker on him. Malik Hooker. You'll put that on your podcast. You'll put that on your podcast.
Of all people.
No.
You know it too. And you know it too.
You know they because film coming. They're gonna circle that thing.
Wow.
You see this play right here?
Man. You see Zimmer too. Guys, don't let a rookie do this to you, right?
Nah.
Especially if you think you're a defensive player, you let a rookie on day. Is it day one of pads? Somebody tell me. You if they really want to go at Mike and have some fun with this, they really, really could.
Just don't do it, Mike. Mike go hit him with the hump. He gonna hit him with the
right.
hump. Next thing we know, Tyler guys up. We see the bottom of his shoes. We just look, man. All right, build his confidence up, Bazooka. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, Bazooka.
The Empire will strike back. Is all I'm saying. We know this is coming, and that's the thing. We're fans. Like, yes, this is good. This is good. But just understand, this is camp. It's long too. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 6-7 days from now, where that juice you had here as a rook, church, man.
Oh yeah, it depletes quick. You ain't used to that. I mean, then you go straight from there to meetings, and then you get in the bed. Next thing you know, the sun's up. You're like, man, we back at it again. Yeah. By day 3, it's like, man, what? That locker room, it starts to empty out quick. Yeah. And people ain't in there as early as they were the first time when pads came on. So, like you said, we just got to see him consistently do this, but I'm glad what we saw that first day.
Right, day one is good. Yeah. Day one is good, but I just caution the fans of just, this is a process. Yeah. It's a process, and it's a learning process, and he's a rookie, and he's going to go through it. And the Cowboys as an organization clearly understand how to develop offensive line.
But you just think about what we've had for the last umpteen years out there at left tackle. We've had Tyron Smith, and that's just been something you haven't had to worry about for a very long time. Now, all of a sudden, you got a rookie left tackle, and behind him is Chuma Edoga, and I don't think you have a lot of faith in either one. And so, if there's anything to shout about, I think fans are going to get excited about Tyler Guyton just showing flashes that, oh man, he stopped. Oh, if he stopped Michael, he can stop.
Well, remember,
he can do TJ. They're going to be the problem.
When Tyron came here, Tyron was right tackle because they still had Doug Free.
Yes.
So it took him a bit to get over to that side, but he was going up against Ware
the whole time.
Ware was teaching him how to do it, and so I think that's what we're going to see here again. And I don't think if Guyton doesn't go, I don't think they put you out there. I gotta believe they put Tyler Smith out
there. You gonna move Tyler out there if Guyton ain't got it?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I would.
I would have started that from the beginning. I would have drafted a guard, but I mean, that's it. I mean, hindsight is 2020.
Tyron went down like last year. Edoga was out there, right?
Yeah.
So how'd you like that? You like that?
Don't do it.
Let's get another break.
Don't do it.
Break.
He left it
before you bring L Boogie up.
No. Go to break.
Yeah, go to break now.
I got support too.
I
got support. I got support.
I don't know why you.
You see him hit that slate? You said that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Heckma Harrison,
With
Barry
the ball
Church.
nowhere near him.
He's just looking for something.
If you don't know who El Boogie is, I'll explain it to you on the flip side right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
There we go.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
I'm Cowboys alumni Danny McCray, here with Smoothie King asking, what's that sound? That's the sound of me sipping one of their power-packed smoothies with over 10 grams of protein. With real fruits and organic veggies, because at Smoothie King, what you see is what you sip. So grab a delicious Smoothie King smoothie, throw a straw in your jaw, and get sipping real. Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1. Any broadcast without the express addition of cooked-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12. No crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane's sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31. Anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
The official 2024 Dallas Cowboys Star Magazine training camp preview is now available. This year's edition featuring scouting reports, position analysis, a pull-out schedule, poster, and articles from your favorite Cowboy writers. Get your training camp preview today at your local pro shop or DallasCowboys.com/star.
Thank you, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church. I'm New Skirts Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Cowboys practicing right now, and Dak Prescott leading them down the field. And who's in the backfield? Number 40, El Boogie. El Boogie, Hunter Lipke. Mike McCarthy was talking about the running backs today and what guys are doing. And Heckma, you heard a little bit of it. He had his voice went up a little bit talking about Lipke. El Boogie.
That was an octave. Was an octave. I will say that Hunter Lipke, and not only him, Will McClay is even talking about Hunter Lipke. So obviously making an impression on this front office and the coaching staff
trying to get my boy
down in
value
Oxford.
I'm not trying to say I should be in player personnel, but I was out here all alone on this right now, and so when Will McClay, we trust in Will. Okay, Will's feeling really good about him and going out of his way to talk about it. Mike's talking about all the running backs, and then there's a little, extra in here for Hunter Lipke. What I'd say, pay attention to what they say and what they don't say.
Yeah.
If he's going to be your blocking fullback or something, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
go ahead,
there.
pick up these protections.
All
go ahead,
gravy.
go ahead, put your shoulder in it. But he ain't going to be nowhere near a rock, man. Ain't nowhere near the football.
Not with Ezekiel Elliott standing over there.
Ain't
not gonna
no way.
There's first off, we got John Kuhn, what he did in Green Bay, so we know what he's going to do. What I think the role he sees him as, and I think guys, we got to let Miami go. You got to let it go.
If Zeke's your short yardage back, what is Libby going to bring to the table?
If there's a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, we've seen Mike.
You going to give it to Zeke?
We've seen Mike go ahead and hand it off to a fullback. So we've seen that happen. And I know when he was at the 1 last year against Miami. He
coughed it up.
Right. But do we hold that against the man all his life? I think that, as a rookie, I'm just as Dak Prescott told Cowboy fans, get over Green Bay. You told him about that. I can get over it. I'm just telling you, man. Clearly, Will McClay and Mike McCarthy are not holding that Miami against them. They're looking for improvement from the player. So look, you guys can sit around here and laugh at me and make fun of me.
No, you said Kyle Juszczyk yesterday.
That's right.
You pulled out your Coons.
That's right.
You
That's right.
invoked
two of the greatest.
Yeah,
that's what they
you invoked some names.
That's right.
So I
That's
think
right.
that's where your challenge comes from, Newey. It's not just. I mean, when we go to Hunter Lipke, I just base it. 19 yards last season.
All right, we can get improved.
And a fumble. 19 yards and a fumble.
Yeah,
that's like me saying Mozzie's up was. We don't need you to be Donald or that's the same. Now you talking about
Terrence Steele, rough rookie season. We saw him turn around. Jalen Tolbert, rough rookie turn around. I'm just trying to tell. I'm sitting here and I'm just trying to. I already got Will McClay sitting up here vouching for it. I got McCarthy, and I got now my man J. Rob, 541 say, Newey, put me as one of your L Boogie disciples.
Don't do it, boy. Come on, man. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Stop the nonsense, man. Don't hype this man up. Who J Rock? Was that
J-Rock.
Come on,
my man.
Don't do this.
This is insider trading. Insider trading, sometimes it works when it goes up and it goes down, too. So you must be shorting the stock here on Hunter Lipke. Because I'm telling you, man.
It's J-Rob 541.
Man, thank you for listening, man. We love you, bro.
But stop the nonsense, man.
Man, Hunter Lipke, he's going to fill in nicely.
We just saw a video right here. So clearly McCarthy's got this man out here running 2 minutes. So they got plans. He's
going to be extra tackle.
Either we'll live long enough to regret it, and we'll be praising you all season long. This is what we get an opportunity to do. We do it all the time. We eat our words. I was like, hey, what was yours last season?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. All year long. Daniel Jones.
Hey,
yours? You're on that hill by yourself. You're on that hill by yourself.
I'm really not. If Will McClay is here and Mike McCarthy, that doesn't make me by myself.
Yeah, okay. But they'll stop talking about it.
Yeah, real quick.
But Nashawn Wright.
And what did I just see here? What did I just see here?
Yeah, he's in there.
He was in.
We don't know the personnel. It's a 2-2-minute drill.
He was
okay,
picking
it's a
up
lot
blocks.
of movement. That's it.
He was picking up rush.
Where's Dude's on?
They ain't in there.
Man, we know Deuce ain't picking.
Where's Roy? Okay, where's Royce Freeman? I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Don't shoot me. Shoot me.
He could be a great fullback.
He sure can.
Okay, Heckman, go ahead. What you?
No, it's just look, we were talking about players that are on the clock, guys that we need to see have a breakout season. Nashawn Wright is one of those players for me, coming out of Oregon State, picked in the third or fourth round, I believe. And Nashawn Wright was one of those guys when we drafted him. Everybody's like, oh. What we could have got him in a later round. He was picked ahead of his time or whatever it was. But he has always been on the brink. And I think Dan Quinn, when he drafted him, just because of his size, is 6'4", 215, 10 pounds or whatever. He tried to make him sound like Mel Blount.
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman, one of those big time cornerbacks. But man, he has had his opportunity. I think that this year, and it's weird that whole class of 21 is on the clock right now. And not only him, but Izzy Mukwamo. He's another one of those guys. I also said Osa Digizua, Chauncey Golston is on there. Josh Ball is on there. It's a lot of guys on the clock right now.
For me, I got to go with Clark on this one, a linebacker from LSU. Further removed from the injury he had coming in, to the draft and all that stuff. And last year, it was rough. It was rough back there, but hopefully he can make that jump. I know we say hopium a lot on here, but he got the size. He got the physical attributes to be a standout linebacker in this league. I was surprised last year we didn't see more of him being an impact player. I mean, I feel like we talked more about Bell being on that second level than Clark, for good or the bad. So I think this is a year where you got a guy in Kendricks that might be beside you and can help you understand this Zimmer defense, and hopefully he can take off and get that confidence going, because right now, as of last year, he wasn't getting off any blocks. There was no shedding. It was, once they got attached to him, he was like Velcro out there. It was driving him all the way to the end zone. So that's a player to keep in mind that, he needs to make that jump.
I'm keeping him in mind, but DeMarvion Overshawn coming back from the ACL injury, I think that's what's going to press you. Right? I think them drafting the linebacker out of Notre Dame, you got some competition now.
Oh, yeah.
Last year at the end of the season, he didn't really have any. And I mean, you think about the guys that we drafted, Cox not working out, all those different players that at the end of the season you were having to move, and it was completely by need because obviously the neck injury, the LVE. But you're right, he's another guy. Damone Clark, as Danny McCray is twisting in his seat right now. He don't like that.
For me, Chauncey Golston and Junior Fehoko. Got to see something.
Yeah.
And Tom Landry used to say this, and Bill Parcells echoed as well. Said, by year 3, we got to see something. You do. But for Golston, it'd be interesting, especially now, seeing Sam Williams go down. Where do they go with him?
Yeah.
What's his role going to be? And Junior Fehoko, who was a Dan Quinn favorite, did not have the kind of rookie season of impact. And once again, let's see what he does in year number 2. But if they're going to be a better football team, we keep talking about that D-line and what Mike Zimmer needs, these are guys that need to help. They need to help.
No, this linebacker crew, and like you said with Eric Kendricks, his impact on that room, I think, is going to be paramount in the success of these guys. And if you have a big-time linebacker like that can definitely teach these guys, and you have these young, impressionable linebackers, man, that core can go from, bad to really good in a short period of time with a veteran like that. So I'm watching that room.
All right, man. So there's lots of things to continue to see at training camp practice. The optimism should remain for Cowboy fans. There's still a lot of optimism. And so far, and you hate to lose Sam Williams, especially because of all the special teams quality snaps that he gave you right there. So far, hadn't seen anything else happen. That's the thing. Every day I look at just, okay, how's the health coming out of it? How's it? And it's across this league. It's going to happen across this. For Sam Williams to happen here, somebody somewhere else is going to get the same thing. I mean, it's what this league is. So every time you have these practices, man, when you can just come out here and nobody's gone for the year, needs an MRI, this is positive stuff. And looking forward to seeing Diggs be able to get back out here full time. And hopefully they'll manage him properly as well. I think they will. Britt Brown and that training staff does an excellent job of making sure guys get back here and are on pace to help out. So we'll continue to have these conversations about the Cowboys and what's happening in training camp. Jazz, when we turn off, can you please, when we sign off, can you please turn back on that video and see if El Boogie's still out here doing his thing? So for Heckman Harris and Barry Church, I'm Louis Scruggs. For Jazz, everybody part of this has been Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,